Madeline Harvey here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Do you sing too loud? A lot of us do. Let's just be honest. A lot of us sing way too loud. But we're going to talk about why that is. And you might be more than one of these. You might be all of these. But even so, what can we do about it to bring more style, to bring more variation, to bring more command into our performances? So if you liked today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I'd love to see you here more often. So why? Why do we sing too loud? Now I'm going to start with my first question or first hypothesis. And as you're listening, I just want you to see, is this me? Is this my tendency? Because if it is, then we'll offer some suggestions to help balance it so that you get a little bit more variation out of your voice. So the first thing that this may be, and I do happen to really think it is the case with anyone with a classical singing background or a musical theater background. So if you come from any of those traditions, you were trained to sing too loud because you're not trained to necessarily use too much dynamic variation. The tradition itself, especially if it's like opera, classical, musical theater, they tend to work without amplification. Like you're not working on a mic when you work with those traditions. You're working in a practice room, in a theater that may not use mics to help that amplification. But not only just that, the tradition itself, the genre itself, really focuses in on and celebrates a full-bodied sound. So to create that full-bodied sound, you're relying in on resonance to generate that projection. So you kind of build that in as your default mode. Okay, so this is a lot of us, and if I'm being honest, this is totally me. I am less comfortable on a mic and more comfortable just in a room because I was trained that way. But since that's the case, I don't want to just always be projecting. I've got to be able to use that variation to build a little bit more style into my sound. So what you want to do is work with a mic. Whether it's a live mic and you have amplification right there in your amplifier, or it's a recording mic and you're hearing real time in your ear via your headphones. So whether you're working in like a DAW, like my favorite is Logic. I really like to work with Logic. You're hearing what the microphone hears. Now this allows you to be able to pull that back because you get sensitive to the dynamic placement of what that microphone hears. If you're going to get too close to capping that mic, you're going to know to kind of back off. So there's a level of mastery that comes in with that, just getting that extra vantage point. Now, if you're working with a live mic, your voice doesn't have to work so hard. The live mic totally evens out the playing field. So let's say if your voice is not necessarily like a big belter and someone else's is, that mic is going to even out that playing field. Now, there are other things that maybe a belter has contained within their sound that you might not have. But in terms of volume, that's going to be even out because we both got that mic, right? Levels that playing field. So learn to work with some sort of either amplification or mic with headphones. That way you hear it real time and you're not kind of defaulting back on that standard of just relying on projection as it is in the room, okay? So the next thing is actually super common. And you might be singing too loud because you might be mimicking or trying to model what you are hearing in a studio recording. Now this one is very interesting when you think about it, because in a studio recording, that's what the mic hears, which the mic is going to pick up every tonal color, every sibilance, every texture. There's even going to be like plugins, like an exciter or a dampener or a compressor that's put on the recording afterwards. And even that, they can manipulate time and space. They can draw forward some sounds while dampening others. So it can be very manipulative to how the ear hears it. Your ear is trying to match what you find likable. So the best way to counter that is to listen to live recordings of artists. You're going to hear much more raw vocal. It's going to be in a lot of ways less interesting because there are not those technical elements, like I said, like a dampener or an exciter. Like exciters are really cool, or like a compressor. Just when you put those things on the voice, like you get to highlight certain things that you won't ever be able to replicate live. And I'm not saying that live performances are not interesting. You'll be able to appreciate a raw vocal, like what's really in the voice. Totally different level of appreciation. But your voice won't be trying to manufacture all those things, resulting in singing too loud to try to mimic what it's hearing, okay? So if you love your singers, and we all do, and we all want to model our favorite singers, try to spend just as much time singing, like watching them live, whether it's like recordings of them singing live as you do with their studio vocals, okay? Yeah, this one is very, very interesting to me because it's me too. I get this a lot. And we may sing too loud easily because we refuse sometimes to lean in on our pharyngeal space. Now, your pharyngeal space is where your nose meets your throat, the nasopharynx. And as the throat meets the nose, there's curvature, just like this. The throat turns and becomes the nose. So it's in the back. It's in the back right here. But it's a beautiful acoustic boom space. But it's not boom like loud. It's boom like intensity, boom like energy. So if a singer is trying to keep something contained within chest voice, and let's try this now. Let's say the word go. Like we're annoyed. Let's go, go! You see how that's in the mouth. It's popping off of the hard palate of the mouth. Let's try it again. Go! Right? We're pushing that air off the hard palate of the mouth. So now let's say wah. Wah! That's your pharyngeal space. Now I didn't mean to get all singy on that. Just going for a baby cry. But that's this back space that allows you to maintain your intensity as you go higher without trying to pull up that chest voice by just giving it more and more and more and more and more air pressure. You're only going to get more and more shouty. Does that make sense? So if you know that that's you, it's me because my voice is naturally brassy. Now that pharyngeal space would be like where I'd want to build my sound. But I also have many, many, many years of classical training, which tells me to not leverage that sound, which tells me to sort of avoid it altogether. So on some degree, I'm so trained to source sounds from elsewhere instead of leaning in on that thing that is very natural to my voice. So if this is you and you're going, this pharyngeal space, it seems like very new and weird. Wah, wah, very weird. I would say include speech level play with your warm-ups. Not necessarily sing, just speech level. Wah, yikes, yay, yeah. Just that kind of play because you want to be able to access it in a way that's less cerebral and a little bit more instinctual, okay? Woo, we are breezing through this. Okay, here's the elephant in the room. And if we're honest, this is a little bit of everybody. We sing loud because we like the praise. We like the applause of someone going, wow, wow. Yeah, so we can kind of, again, default into these big voice, too loud moments because people seem to kind of respond to them. Now, there's more to it than that. Artistry is a lot more intricate than just loud. But for many singers, it's like they will do whatever they can to force their voice to sing loud because they're looking for that affirmation. Like if someone says, that's so strong, that's so powerful, then we get into that mindset of I'm strong, I'm powerful. We can't look at it any other way. That's how our voice is meant to express who who we are. And all of us want to be powerful, strong, confident, capable. But we cut ourselves off from our own stylistic ability because volume, loudness is only one small component to generating style as a singer. Dynamic variation, for one, again, I said earlier, is just so hard to negotiate with. So no wonder we walk around and just try to belt everything, because at least we can push into that. If we let off of that, it's probably going to show where there's like some discrepancies in the voice, where there's some interior weaknesses in the voice. And we don't want that to be seen. So from a psychological component, we try to hide that by either wanting the affirmation of being seen as being strong, or by trying to hide where we have some discrepancies in our own vocal development. Now, that doesn't mean that we're bad. It just means that there are gaps, right? There are just gaps in our coordination. And what we want to do is get the voice coordinated. So that's like a double whammy. One is that we like the affirmation, and two is that we could be lacking the developmental awareness. Like that's really the term, the awareness in between those spaces. So we want to make sure that we invest in training. There's lots and lots and lots of, YouTube is a cornucopia of vocal training. But I would suggest that the best thing you could do is just use your own voice at the level of a hum. Now, we think that that defaults us into a head voice, but truthfully, it's more of that speech level balance. It's like more of a speech level balance. So play with small variation of dynamic at the level of speech on a hum. Because when we're not open, when we open that tone, we're going to blast all that air. And we want to teach our body how to manage and maintain while there's slight incremental changes in that variation. Okay. So if we've said anything today that really, really resonated with you, good. Good. But make sure the vocal work is never done. Even when you get good at like one particular song, like your voice is an evolving kaleidoscope of textures, of tones, of nuances, of colors. It's so much more interesting than just loud. So I want to just encourage you to play with it. I did just do an entire live on vocal dynamics. There's going to be more coming, which includes some exercises to get your voice in a balanced place dynamically, loud, soft. So if you liked this little breakdown here and want to check out the exercises, I invite you to click that join button below, become a member of this channel. As a member, you'll have exclusive access to all of our lives that we do every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a growing family that I'm so proud of. I'm so proud to get to know you personally and to be able to answer your questions right there in the live. But if you can't join us live, as a member, you'll have access to our members only area with a large number of hours of vocal instruction. So you can pretty much explore whatever you're interested in about your voice. There's something there for you. So again, click that join button below. It's only $4.99 a month, and your contribution helps to support the independence of this channel. That way I can continue to deliver awesome content that's just for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.